Oklahoma lost one of its best journalists, and O&R lost a special friend when longtime television newsman Jan Lovell died February 26th after a long battle with lymphoma. Jan Lovell spent more than half a century in broadcasting, including 20 years at OETA. It was a remarkable career for the man many called the Dean of the Oklahoma Capitol Press Room.
Jan Lovell began his broadcasting career at the age of 15. Working for KVSO Radio in his hometown of Ardmore. His first television job came a few years later while a freshman at the University of Oklahoma.
Went home, and my old hometown station had just gotten a television license and were doing some experimental things, and the owner of the place asked me to do a short newscast on the air, so I did.
Jan earned a philosophy degree at OU and later worked in television news in Louisiana and South Carolina, along with stints at Oklahoma stations KWTV, KTBY, and KAUT. In 1981, he became anchor and state capitol bureau chief for OETA, providing in-depth coverage of state government on the Oklahoma News Report, a job he took seriously.
The things that happen here affect every Oklahoman, sometimes very strongly affect them, and I think it's important that we give them a chance to find out what is happening, give them a chance, whether they do it or not, to have some input into the process.
Jan's wealth of knowledge about the workings of state government made him the acknowledged leader of a very competitive Capitol Press Corps. Fellow reporters described him as a person of integrity and fairness, who was trusted by those on both sides of the aisle because he earned that trust. Jan was inducted into the Oklahoma Journalism Hall of Fame in 2000. Upon his retirement a year later, he reflected on a career that he called a ticket to a world a young man from a small town would never have been able to access.
It's been a very special kind of life, and I can't say that I've regretted 1 minute of it.
The life he shared with those of us fortunate enough to be called his friend made our lives that much richer. As word of his death began spreading on social media, those who knew and worked with him expressed a common sentiment. Jan was one of the good guys.